What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Wandavision episode spoilers, breakdown, whatever you want to call this, Abdo should be calling us up here in a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to finish eating, so I started rewatching the episode and I was eating. I was like, perfect, I'll just eat while I'm watching it. And while I was in the middle of doing that, I just kept taking more and more notes about what all I wanted to talk about. And I have like 3 pages of notes this time. Last week I had just about a page, and so this week, I went all out. We got like 3 pages to go. There's a lot this episode. Standard spoiler warning as well, guys. If you aren't aware of what's going on or what's about to happen, if you haven't joined any of these in the past, we will be talking spoilers for all things WandaVision up through episode 6. You should know the episode 7 trailer. I'm not going to talk about anything from episode 7 or the trailer. I haven't watched the trailer. I intentionally avoid watching the trailers because I don't want them to spoil anything for me. So please don't say anything about the episode 7 trailers. If you do, hopefully no one notices it and we'll block your comment. We won't ban you or anything, but unless you're being really annoying and excessive with it. But yeah, try not to put any potential spoilers or leaks that you have seen online anywhere about what's going to happen, because this is strictly supposed to be just up through episode 6 and that's it. So yeah, but we'll usually wait about like 15 minutes before we dive into it, give people some time to hop in the stream and let them know what's going on. So I'll probably repeat everything I just said a couple times. But yeah, a friend request, Champ Cole. All right, cool. Welcome. You are now my friend. But yeah, I need to finish eating. Have a little bit of Taco Bell, So sorry, you guys are gonna have to watch me eat. I'll at least mute the mic while I'm eating or something. So yeah, yeah. All right. Pull the 5-star Aegon out of the dual class crystal. Nice. That's a great pull. You gotta love that. Oh, let's put that there. I'll put that there. Can't wait to ask this one question soon. Yeah, I have so many questions. I'm sure some of you guys got some questions as well. So I think we might just be running arena tonight as well while we do this. Normally we run incursions, but there's just so much with the episode. I feel like we're gonna need to focus on our talking points rather than trying to do harder fights and incursions. Got a 6-star Tigra. Nice. How you been? Any better now? I'm doing good. I've been doing pretty good. Those of you, if you haven't seen, last week in the middle of this same stream, but for episode 5, got the phone call that my grandfather passed away. So yeah, that was pretty upsetting, but we knew it was coming. So yeah, this last week, I mentioned it in the video I posted a few days ago as well. So yeah, I've broken down here and there, just kind of, let the tears fall, but it's just one of those things that it happens. We knew it was happening. At least it wasn't like an unexpected kind of thing. So doesn't make it any easier, but it is what it is, and we'll be able to move forward. But yeah, it does suck. There's no way going around that. Congrats on the CGR though, dude. Yes, that was such a sick pull. Oh my gosh. Opened my first feature 5-star and got a Red Goblin. MSD would be so proud. I mean, I feel like Red Goblin might have been slept on a little bit. He was obviously overshadowed by CGR, so I'm sure Red Goblin in time will have his place in the game. Oh, there he is. Hello? Hey, what's up? Let me just make sure audio is good. Nice. There we go. Now they should be able to hear you.
There was like 10 likes, and I hit like. I went to 11, and I was like, no, I want to be like number 12. And someone filled it in real quick.
Is that your number or something? Number 12?
12 is a good number. You know, what are you gonna do?
Okay. What's up, People's Champ? What's going on, man? Sending you positive vibes. Thanks, bro.
Can you guys hear me okay? I remember, so I was just actually talking to some friends. Oh God, no, I have a dog. Quiet dog. I was just talking to some friends who, like IRL, they tuned in last week and said that I had some wicked feedback going on. So hopefully I don't have that going on at the moment.
In your stream or from my stream?
Yeah, in my stream, okay. I think. Oh, which I've gone live on. What's up, James? How's it going?
Yep, his link is in the description, guys, if you want to watch his stream as well.
Go over there. Oh, hey, let's turn on some things, huh?
I told them, I was saying earlier. Calm down, Zoe. Calm down.
Hey, quiet, Zoe. Come here.
It's all good.
Hey, there. Oh, there I am. Okay. What were you saying? Oh, hey, okay, Zoe. Chill.
Good song.
She's super loud. Come here, can we get on the couch? I got a treat for her. Oh my goodness.
I feel like did she just jump on your lap?
No, she jumped over the back of the couch.
Oh, jeez.
Which she's never ever done before.
Oh wow,
that was priceless. I think it was just off camera. So.
Oh man, that would have been great.
Now her nose is poking into the stream here, and yes, I have a treat for you, Zoe. It is here. Yes, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead, take it. Okay. Whew. We have satiated the beast. I hope, but I cannot believe she just jumped over the back of the couch. It was priceless. Sorry. Anyways.
Yeah. Jaden. So I see your comment, Jaden. Yeah, we'll go through. So the way we'll do this, how we've done in the past, same way. We'll kind of quickly run through the episode and like kind of hit all the main points.
Quickly.
And then at that, yeah, this time hopefully. So I tried my best to write down as many points in order as the episode as I rewatched it the second time, like in order, so that we'll stay like on topic and like go straight down as the episode aired, and rather than like in the past, we both just tend to get off track and we keep bouncing around. We're like, oh wait, we missed this.
Yeah, let's go.
So we'll go right through the episode, and then we'll open it up to questions. What we like, the biggest things from the episode, and as for your question there, we'll address that kind of stuff.
We'll wait a few more minutes.
Waiting a few more minutes
before we get started.
Let people know again. If you weren't here at the beginning, this is a spoilers stream. If you haven't watched anything of WandaVision, or if you're not up to date on the latest episode, and there's the door. I love you, but I'm sorry, I don't want to ruin things for you. So
yeah, I did a stream earlier today, just specifically for people who weren't going to be able to watch this one because they don't want to be spoiled and whatnot. So yeah.
Xander saying, I have one question.
This is the one for spoilers.
He says, I have one question. Why is Gamora?
That's a fair question.
We may never get the answer to that one.
Oh crap! I apparently don't have the desktop audio on, or what am I? Wait, why is it not coming on? It should be on. My chat's like, "Are you talking to someone?" Because we can't hear anything. Should be on, guys. What's going on here?
Abdo likes to talk to himself, guys. Okay.
Yeah, I have issues with technology, so
don't we all?
Why is this not working?
You have for the audio device, is it selected to your headset or your microphone or whatever you have?
I don't know. Usually, it's working out okay, but the desktop audio isn't registering you. But weird. We can hear you talk, but no one else. Well, yeah.
Do you have so you have to make sure on Discord and your like main settings on your computer are the same audio output?
Yeah, let me take a look here. Discord, voice and video, output device. Okay, default. Yeti. Oh God, no! See, now you're coming through. That's just gonna be bad.
All right.
Now you're not coming out through mine. You're coming out through.
Oh, goody! I got 2 bosses this time. Let's go take a look.
Oh, for war?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, I don't think I have anything going on. Why is it? No. The desktop audio should be working though.
All right, I have to do who?
In Streamlabs
Oh,
OBS, normally the desktop audio can just show up if you're coming through there, right? Like I have you in Discord coming through the speakers of the because I have my little earbud plugged into the Yeti microphone, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's how I did it last week, so that should be working.
So if you have your headset plugged in through the Yeti, you need to make sure that on the computer, the output is playing through the Yeti, and that on Discord, it's also coming through the Yeti.
Yeah, it is on Discord.
Did you?
It's not on the.
Did you hit the mute button on the OBS?
Wait. Okay, guys. Okay, hang on. Can you hear him now? I think maybe it was because on the computer.
Can you hear me now?
Somebody.
Can you hear me
Abdo,
now?
check mic settings. Yes, we heard him just now for a second. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you should be coming through now.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So the computer wasn't set to.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's sometimes weird when you're plugging devices in and unplugging them and doing all that kind of.
There's so many background
doohickey
things.
mabobber thingies.
Whoa. Doohickey mabobber thingies.
I know. I kind of just went off with that one. I don't know. Just felt right.
So, if full disclosure, guys, I live in an apartment that is not directly above, but in the same building as the restaurant that I work at. I have some very nice guests who come and visit me once a week, every week that I work. But I worked a different day. I traded a coworker and wasn't working my normal day. I advised them of that and said, hey, I'm not going to be working tonight if you guys come in. But the next couple of days I have off. So if you guys come in, I'll go meet you and have a drink or something like that. So I may or may not have had some drinks.
So you're telling me that the intoxicated gamer might be slightly intoxicated right now?
It might be a slight case of intoxicated gamer issues.
I never would have guessed.
Never would have guessed. It's fun, man. I have not been out in public in that's the second time in about a year.
Public?
So.
What is
this? No, it's a couple, and they basically are just hang out with each other and work from home. So they don't really see anybody either. And when they come out, they come out once a week to see me, and they go to another place where they're sitting outdoors at a brewery. So they're pretty confident they're not spreading anything around. And so I was like, we'll go visit them, say hi, have a drink too.
What'd you get from talk? That sounds nice, man. Yeah, I haven't gone out.
It's nice.
I haven't gone out to a bar in a long time. I've gone to a couple sit down restaurants here and there. They're just outdoor seating, but nothing like just a bar, sit down and call up a buddy hey, let's meet up at the bar tonight or whatever. So
how intoxicated on a scale of 1 to holy? Not that. 3, 4. I can sing. I feel okay.
Are we turning this into a karaoke stream now? Is that what's happening?
No, I get. I don't know.
I'm always game.
I know you've been around for a few of my streams late at night and so forth because you're West Coast and everything.
Yeah.
Have you been around when I've just randomly people will post song lyrics in chat and they know that I'll just automatically start singing?
Oh, dude, I haven't caught any of those yet actually, but I'm definitely the same way. If people start talking about a song or ask me to sing a song, chances are I'm gonna sing it. I'm not even drunk.
Just last night, I don't think it was might have been Justin here. What's up, Justin? Who was early in the morning, rising to the street. I'm like, God damn it, Justin! You can't just write things like that in the chat because I'm gonna sing them. Damn it.
Well, and even for me too, it doesn't even have to be intentionally song lyrics. It could just be they say something that happens to be also a song lyric.
Remind you of it,
hey, that's a song. Let me sing that real quick. And they're just that's when I get the comments no, Captain, stop my ears. I'm just you're welcome.
No, I can't help it, man. After I get a couple drinks, and I don't always drink when I'm streaming. I always drink and or smoke though, because of a guarantee that I can make to you guys is not for good gameplay. Not for top tier A level end game gameplay, but a guarantee that I can make to you is that I'll always be at least somewhat intoxicated when I do stream.
There it is. Xander, though, to answer your question, what did I get from Taco Bell? Most likely diarrhea. But I had two cheesy gordita crunches and then a Mountain Dew Baja Blast, baby.
Oh, Mountain Dew, the Baja Blast. I always love that.
So money.
That joke always goes with the Taco Bell, but I swear to God, I don't think it ever affects my stomach, so I don't know. Everyone always jokes about that, but honestly, I don't know if I'm just impervious to Taco Bell at this point, but yeah, it never really affects me.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it hits me, sometimes it doesn't.
It's actually fairly difficult in Seattle to find Taco Bell. Like you kind of have to go out of your way.
Okay.
So there's not a ton of fast food restaurants in Seattle proper. You know, like in the suburbs, there's plenty. But in order to get Taco Bell, I have to drive at least 15 minutes or so from where I live, you know?
All right.
Okay, so we should probably get going here.
Yeah.
Captain, I'm going to let you take the lead on this because I was telling him earlier, right before we got on, I did not actually get a chance to rewatch the episode because I was hanging out with my friends and having a good time.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
So, yeah, you just take the lead and...
I will. Also, I figured
another drink.
Yeah, I figured I'm just gonna probably run arena tonight if that's cool. We can.
Do you just want to do arena? You don't want to do like incursions on Zone 7 or whatever?
Yeah, I think I'll stick to arena tonight. Make it just easier because I might get distracted doing incursions as well. We'll get the milestones another time for sure though.
Okay. Yeah. Then we got the.
All right.
I'm going to need to relabel my stream, but that's fine.
What's up, Lags? Oh, my bad.
No deal. That's fine. That's totally fine. You know.
Just hanging out with the captain.
Can I change that? In
yeah, you just hit edit.
Where do I go?
Go to the. If you have the live streaming YouTube studio part of it up?
Oh, Jesus. I have to go there. Live streaming YouTube, edit. Spoiler warning, WandaVision, episode 6, incursions with hanging out.
Oh man, I mean, hey, it's always a good clickbait. It's fun. It's fun to clickbait people, though.
Lord,
you draw them in saying the incursions, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, incursions." Then we get here and say, "Yeah, we already beat it." And we just
right, we just were that good.
You're that good. What's going on, Lags? And everyone, last chance, last spoiler warning. We're gonna start talking about the episode, so get out now if you don't want to know.
Get out while you can. If you don't
Big
know,
Blue showed up. I've been waiting 168 hours for this. I missed you. I missed you too. 168 hours. I assume that's a week.
Is that accurate? Yeah.
I don't know. Like 24.
I feel like that sounds pretty accurate.
Sounds good. Yeah, I know. What 72 is 3 days. So
right. So twice we're 144, and then 28 more hours. So yeah, that sounds right. That's,
we can math, people. Look at us.
He has done the math.
We're not just pretty faces. We also can do math. And the pretty faces might be debatable, but...
So, we're going to get... That's not debatable. Although, looking at your face, how are you going to do Beard Gang raids?
Dude, I know. Okay.
What the hell happened there, man?
I was waiting for someone to mention it. So, before I go any further, I guess I should address the elephant in the room is the lack of the beard at the moment.
The lack of the elephant.
So, it's still there. There's stubble. It's very, very faint. So, I bought a new razor like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Because the one I've been using had been like falling, it had been dying, and so I was like, okay, I just need to get a new one. I had like one of those basic,
did you accidentally set it on a setting 1 when you meant to set it on a setting 3? Is that what happened?
So this one that I bought, it came with a bunch of attachments, lot of attachments, and I was like trying to experiment and figure out like which ones are used for what, and like which guard length I like, and all that kind of stuff, and. Yeah, there was a little bit of a slip up on one of the guards, and I cut one area a little shorter than I intended. So rather than just leaving like a patch, I was like, well,
classic.
I guess I gotta go all the way to this. So at least it's not like bare. But yeah, it wasn't intended.
This is exactly why I instituted the do not shave or trim your beard after you've gotten stoned.
See, I wish I could say I was under the influence of anything, but I was 100% sober when it happened.
I mean, it's probably been like a decade now that I've had that rule in place. But honestly, there was a time back in the day where I was just super stoned and was like, nope, that's a setting 1, not a setting 3, and just shaved right into it. And
Blue says overlay should be changed to smallest beard. Lavis says, what happened to you, Obi-Wan? I know. Obi-Wan is gone.
Hey guys, if you want to see a beard, and apparently a dog. God, Zoe. I don't know.
Zoe's taking over the stream.
You can come over here.
All right.
So you
without
keep
further
going.
ado, guys, I think we have.
I'm not going to listen to you for like a solid minute here.
That's fine. That's fine. All right. So,
go.
final chance, guys. Get out of the stream if you want to. If you don't know, but 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about episode 6. So, it started off. This is the episode that takes place in the 90s / early 2000s. We get the intro to the theme song at the beginning. There's a new theme song like they've done for every episode. And this one was kind of more themed around like Malcolm in the Middle, which is a show that I never really watched myself, but I'm aware of it and what it was. And a couple things in the intro, you see Agnes is part of the intro now, clearly just showing that she's more of an important character to the show. If we didn't already think she is. And it shows on her butt as she goes by her screen, it says naughty. Also tells me that she's probably more evil than she's implying, or just naughty, you know? She's naughty. And then the last lyric to the intro song that I found actually kind of interesting. They said, "Let's keep it going, though it may be no way of knowing who's coming by to play. Let's keep it going, though there may be no way of knowing who's coming by to play." So basically just saying like, let's keep this going. Let's keep this act up of what's going on. And you never know who might show up. Basically is what I took that as. So I thought that was kind of interesting wordplay. Is Reed coming? I don't know, man. I don't know. You have to sell your cabin anymore as a punishment? No, I can't do that. I think we're going to see the engineer. I hope so. Yeah. I hope so. I hope that's in this episode. So then it flashes to the kids breaking the fourth wall, essentially like talking to the cameras. Again, like Malcolm in the Middle. And I think that was the name of the show, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And they talk about their uncle Pietro, who is passed out on the couch. And they imply that one of the kids thinks that he might be a vampire. And this was the first hint in the episode to me that this version of Pietro isn't 100% like the actual version, like not the actual Quicksilver. Like something's off about this Quicksilver. As much as I wanted to just be like, cool, it's him, mutants, we have mutants in the MCU now. I think there's something shady going on with this, with Pietro, and I have a bunch of points that kind of go through at the end that we'll talk about. And so like they talk about him being a vampire, and then he wakes up and he jumps at them, and one of the thing he says to them, he scares them, and he says, "Blood is thicker than water, I show you." And then he pretends to like kill them, like right off the bat, like that's really dark. And what does that mean? Like it's obviously Halloween, so that's kind of what he's trying to play it off as, I guess. But yeah, it was very, very strange. All right, let me just throw on a team here. Then Wanda comes down in her Sokovian fortune teller outfit, obviously the original Scarlet Witch costume from the comics. And then Vision is wearing the Mexican wrestler costume, also his original costume. And then Pietro mentioned something about a Halloween from when they were kids, and Wanda doesn't 100% remember it going that way. She's kind of like questioning it. This is the first time in the episode where she then starts to question.
Ronan comes in with his hammer and he smacks Thanos straight out of the Thanos copter.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just sorry.
Yep. No, you're good. And then Squirrel Girl showed up and she just killed everybody.
Sorry.
But yeah, so Pietro brings up Halloween from when they were kids, and she implies that she doesn't 100% remember it the way that he's describing it. And this was kind of the first time in the episode where she's kind of questioning him again. In case you missed it, I was saying that I feel like something's off about Pietro and that he's not actually who he says he is.
But like, who do you think he could be? Like, if he was someone else, would that?
I don't know if he's
another
he's
character
either being
from the
controlled.
Marvel universe.
He could be, or he's being controlled by someone, or.
But who would that be? I haven't heard any speculation.
It's certainly not Mephisto or anything like that.
What? No, Mephisto?
No, it could never. It could never. But yeah, so let's see. So yeah, and then Vision says he has to go on his neighborhood watch duties, which later we find out he was lying to her about. But Wanda
kind of, at the time she's questioning him.
Yeah, she kind of freaks out. She's just like, wait, that's not what you're supposed to do. Kind of like the whole like, oh, she's in control of everything, but he's not doing what she's wanting him to do. So maybe showing that Vision is kind of, breaking off from that and being able to be more self-aware of what's going on. But then he obviously tries to like play along, because there's the scene right before that where he mentions that, yeah, this was the only thing that was in my closet, and then she kind of looks at him like, oh, is that a problem? He's like, oh no, of course not.
Yeah.
And then as he's leaving, he looks at Wanda and very mysteriously tells her, says, Wanda, be good. It's just kind of like okay, what's that mean?
But there's definitely they both definitely know something is up with the other one for sure.
Yeah, they're both suspicious of like what's going on, I feel like, in that moment. And then as he leaves, she turns around and Pietro's right in her face and scares the crap out of her, and she screams like a little girl. And so yeah, that was kind of another point that just kind of odd. Something's odd about Pietro. Just kind of weird. Like why? Okay, I guess just Halloween, just trying to jump scare your sis, I guess.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah. Then we jump over to the real world on the outside of the Hex, and there's the big scuffle with Hayward yelling at Monica, telling her that she's been like defending all of these powered humans.
All these, super powered people.
Yeah, and then basically just says, get out of here. Let's get her out of here, and the other two as well. So Darcy and Agent Wu get swung into the mix too, and it's just like, well, okay. Well,
I know we're doing the breakdown before we go into like whatever, but at the same time, I got to stop you there because that scene seemed forced in a way, didn't you think? Like it seemed a little off.
Yeah, something's definitely off with Hayward. Like he definitely was. They kind of even imply it later on. They were saying just like he was looking for a way to get us out of there. Like he's clearly up to something and doesn't want them to know about it. And I have an idea of what that might be, which I'll get to a little bit later. Yeah, but also before that, also we see they bring in that drone back in that they flew in from the last episode that Wanda destroyed and threw back to them, and it was still glowing with that red glow around it.
Like Wanda energy.
Yeah, so whatever's going on there. And then we get Agent Wu, as they're getting escorted out, goes full badass mode and just kicks the crap out of them. This was one of the most unexpected, just like kick-ass things that I was like, what the? I was like, whoa, Agent Wu, where'd that come from, man? He just seemed like a goofy, nerdy guy, but
yeah, and then all of a sudden he's the first one who's just down.
It's
with
these
mofos playing. I
guess he is a FBI agent, so he is trained in that kind of like hand-to-hand combat and that kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool.
The thing that got me a little bit though is you could see extras in the background of that scene.
Yeah, and they're just not doing anything. They're just like, oh yeah, look at that, they're just getting beat up. That's cool.
Notice that.
I did kind of notice. I was like, that feels like weird. That was kind of right in the open, and someone should have seen that happen. But
it's one of those things that leads me with this show to wonder if there's something with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, is there some kind of control of people outside of the Hex too, or is there something going on? Because they're so meticulous about everything they do in the show, these little things leading to these little things, and so forth. That when something happens like that could just be like, is that bad writing? Or did they screw that up?
Yeah.
I'm like, my brain is like, I don't know, maybe that's part of the plan. Is there something going on, or outside of the Hex in control? What's the deal here? You know.
Quick little thing that I forgot to mention, going back, not about WandaVision, but about my razor. It came with a nose trimmer attachment.
Yeah.
And I tried that out for the first time.
How do you feel about that?
Dude, it tickled so much, and my nose is like all like itchy and feels weird now. So if I keep touching my nose, guys, I'm sorry. That's why they just feels strange. Yeah, I think I don't know if I have sneezed since then, but I might have like once. But yeah, just kind of random. I just noticed I was touching my nose a lot, and before someone comments and says, "Stop touching your nose," it's like, well, it just feels off right now. I've never shaved the inside of my nose before, and you know. Anyways, too much information. I'm sorry, but moving on. Back to, they jump back into the Halloween, so now they're out trick-or-treating. And another hint at something, of Pietro being someone else, and all these hints are hinting toward, a demon or a, evil entity that may or may not live in hell. And this time he yells as the kids as they run off to go trick-or-treating. He says, "Unleash hell, demon spawn." I don't know how much more blatant it can get.
Right.
So either this is just like the biggest call out to the comics where Mephisto is like a huge part of bringing Wanda's kids to life. Like they are literally demon spawn. He spawns the children in the comics. So, I mean, if that's just a call out, I'll be shocked. So I feel like either this just means that he is being controlled by Mephisto and Mephisto is telling him what to do or something. But yeah, that was that. And then Wanda starts questioning him again. And just because she's just like a little confused and she's like, "Why do you look different?" And it's just...
Well, yeah, she's kind of asking the questions that the audience would be asking, right? Like, what is going on? Why are you different? Why do you remember things differently? You know?
Yeah. So let's see. And then as the kids run away to go trick-or-treating with him, they drop another huge I don't even know what to call this, as a fan service or just a little like kind of nod to the actor's previous stuff, but they say "kick-ass." And then once they run away, she looks at the screen, or she looks like confused and just goes, "Huh, kick-ass." Which, if you don't know, there's a movie, soda burp, called Kick-Ass that both actors who have played Quicksilver from the MCU and the Fox universe, the one that's now on the show, Evan Peters, they were both in that movie. They were like the two main characters in that movie. So does that mean that, like, does she recognize them as being in that from those movies or something?
Yeah, I don't think that.
Was it just like a funny nod to it? Like that was just super kind of like, yeah.
They wrote in, the writers put in, being clever. I like that too. That's good. That's good stuff.
It was pretty funny. Let me see what people are saying in the comments real quick. I'm not meaning to ignore your guys' comments. I'm just trying to get through this, and then we can get to all the questions, though. But what's going on, everybody in the chat?
Structure. You have a nice outline.
Yeah. I'm trying to be organized, guys. I legit, like, I showed it earlier, but I've got like 3 pages of notes today. So we're almost past page 1.
We're practically a Wandavision or Disney Plus YouTube channel at this point.
I'm not gonna say they're gonna. I'm not gonna say they're gonna ask for us to be like sponsored or anything. But I mean, if they don't, then I'll be shocked.
If they haven't already asked us, and we're just waiting to work it out with legal. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a contract on the table. Let's just say that, okay? I wish. So then, after the kick-ass comment, she walks up to Herb, who is on the neighborhood watch at the moment, and she's just kind of talking with him. And he's dressed up as Frankenstein, and she says he starts getting notification that something bad's going on, stuff's going on like around the neighborhood, and it's whatever Quicksilver and the kids are doing, but he's saying it all before it actually happens, which I don't really know what that's implying, or if it was meant to be just like a funny.
No, he's not saying it before it happens. He's like, it literally happens a half a second before he starts saying it.
No,
right?
It happens after. He'll say, "Oh, pumpkins got smashed," and then they all get smashed. Everyone's covered in silly string, then everyone gets covered in silly string.
I thought he was saying it like at the same time, like the things were happening like a half a second before he said something.
No, it all happens after he says it. Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of I don't know what that implies or what. So yeah, there's that. Please read my last. All right, one sec. Let's see here.
I have a question. Can you change the time zones, or is that banned? Like, do you mean in the game, Leo?
I think he's meaning like change the time zone to watch the show earlier. Is that what you mean? Maybe. I don't think that's how it works. It drops at the same time no matter what, unless like you live somewhere and it doesn't normally get dropped at 12 p.m. Pacific or 12 a.m. Pacific. If it drops later time, because I think I've had people in the watch parties later on that are just like, "Oh, it hasn't dropped for me yet," and so maybe that's what it is. And he's saying like, "I want to get it sooner."
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. I would assume if you have something like a VPN, then you can probably. You just have to change that to be something different. I don't. Like in Australia, it's Friday. Yeah, it's already Friday for you.
Right, but it's based off of the U.S. time zones and everything. So like you don't
whatever
get it any quicker.
midnight my time is for you. I think
time that it
I think
releases.
Australia's like 5 or 6 hours behind us, but technically they're a day ahead of us.
It's longer than that.
Well, no, it's like they're a day ahead of us, but in like time.
Oh my god, dog.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. No, I'm in the U.S., but I want to watch it in Australia. What?
It doesn't come.
It doesn't come out earlier in Australia. It comes out at the same time around the whole world.
Around the whole world.
Whatever time it is in that time zone, that's what time it comes out.
Is this the question we're actually answering?
Yeah, I'm moving on.
Sorry. Yeah, that's great.
So after Herb starts talking about what's happening, he mentions that she kind of freaks out and is like looking for Vision. He's like, "Oh, Vision's not on duty. He's not doing anything." And then she's like, "Oh, he was lying to me. What the heck?" And then he asks her kind of awkwardly, kind of like how in episode 5 when Agnes was kind of like, "Should we redo that take?" Herb has kind of a moment here where he's kind of like, "Is there something I can do? Is there something you need changed?"
I can do for you, Wanda?
So kind of showing that either he's in on this with Agnes or something, or maybe everyone is somewhat self-aware of what is happening, and he kind of realized like, I don't want to piss this chick off because she's gonna go crazy if everything's not as right.
Different.
Because he also had that moment in a few episodes ago where he was going to say something to Vision. We are all whatever, and then Agnes cut him off. So
yeah, I feel like he stands out differently from other characters in the show. Like he knows something at least. There's some difference. There's something that makes him different compared to everybody else. Yeah.
So Samuel binge watched WandaVision last weekend. My wife is hooked on it. Yeah, it's so good. It's kind of like, part of me is jealous of the people who are waiting, because then they can just binge it all in one sitting pretty much. They don't have to wait from week to week. But there's also that fun suspenseness of like, I don't even know if that's a word, suspenseness, but just having to like wait and speculate about what's coming and what's going to happen. I don't know. I like it all, but yeah.
I 100% feel that, because it's one of the things I've talked about with other people, because there's lots of people who just love to watch it all at once and marathon it. And I've talked to people in my alliance and whatever who are just like, no, I'm waiting for all the episodes to come out and I'll marathon it all at once.
Yeah, I have a buddy who did that. He did that with Mandalorian, and so he said he's doing it again with WandaVision now.
That's like, I respect it. That's cool. That's fine and everything. But one of the things that I love the most about a show when it does come out weekly, or there's a break between the seasons or whatever, I guess there's always a break between the seasons, but that kind of show is that you get the speculation talk and you go to like Reddit and check out the WandaVision subreddit, and it's all memes of like whatever, like is Captain America and the Winter Soldier running past Falcon saying on your left or whatever, that kind of thing, and Falcon's like, don't say it. Captain America last time runs by and he's like, Mephisto, like, stupid things like that. I that's one of the things I like the most about having the weekly release format.
Yeah, and then we get to do things like this where we all speculate and we go crazy. It's fun.
Yeah.
So after her conversation with Herb, we flash to Vision, who's wandering through the town, a bunch of trick-or-treaters running around, and then he notices there's this one house where there's this lady that's frozen in well, not frozen in time, but she's like stuck in a loop. And then the guy behind her is like in a loop of like putting something on the ground and coming back and putting something on the ground. And so he's just like, what the heck's going on here? That's weird. That's odd.
Because this woman is just trying to put
their laundry up or Halloween lights, decorations or something.
And she's just stuck trying to do it over and over again, like in a GIF kind of format,
Big Blue says, Vision lying to Wanda about the neighborhood watch is going to bite him in the ass. Do not lie to your woman, especially when they have insane superpowers. Yeah, probably not the smartest, but we'll see what happens with that. So then it flashes to the commercial break, and this I'm going to quickly go through the commercial break now, and then we'll dive into what its meaning is later. But this one was probably the most disturbing one they've done. It was the Yo Magic commercial break. Basically, instead of yogurt, it was Yo Magic.
all. They were
they weren't. The other ones aren't really disturbing. This one was dark. It was like, oh, geez.
Shit.
So there's this dude stranded on an island talking about how he's sad and depressed or something, and then the shark pops up and offers him yo magic.
It's like a.
And it says, this is going to be your solution and help and be for this and blah, blah, blah. Hands him the Yo Magic yogurt. Kid tries to open it and he's stuck trying to open it. And then time is like going over and over. And then gradually his face decays into nothing. And then he becomes a skull and he's dead.
Yeah, it's like the scene from the Indiana Jones Last Crusade.
Yeah, and he is literally, that. Or like Red Skull getting shot up.
Yeah, the whole time he's doing it, he's trying to get into the yogurt container, but he can't do it.
Yeah. And eventually he dies.
It's super dark.
Yeah, very, very dark. So we'll get into the meaning of that in a bit here. So then we go back to the Halloween town, Halloween extravaganzas, whatever. It's Wanda and Pietro walking away from a movie theater. And on the movie theater board, billboard on the back or whatever, it says The Incredibles and The Parent Trap are playing, which kind of odd that because neither of those movies, for one, are Halloween kind of movies, but two, they didn't come out around the same time. So I think that was just to kind of show like what time this episode is kind of taking place in, like the late 90s and then the early 2000s, because that's when those two movies came out. Incredibles, obvious, it's a movie about a super powered family, which is WandaVision and their kids, their family full of superpowers.
Right.
The Parent Trap, I don't 100% get the reference on that. I know what the movie is, obviously. I've seen the movie before, but I don't really get how it pertains to this situation. Obviously, there's the two kids are trying to get their parents back together. Maybe it's showing like in the Parent Trap, the parents are divided, and in this Wanda and Vision are slowly kind of like getting apart, and so the kids need to get them back together or something. I don't know.
They're breaking the fourth wall. When the kids are Tommy, is it Tommy or Billy? I forget which one.
Yeah, I mixed whichever one is up.
Saying, our parents have been a little right now, so it's probably just alluding to that or something.
I don't really get the commercial breaks at the end of every episode. Yeah, so I'll go into the commercial breaks. Big Blue's implying in something that is a video theory that I thought about, that I saw after last week's episode 5, and then it played again into this week's episode, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we'll talk about that theory about each commercial representing a different Infinity Stone, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, we talked about that last week a little bit.
Yeah. So we'll go over that again. So then after the commercial break, we were there. Yeah. So they're talking about the Incredibles and Parent Trap are playing. Then Pietro mentions how he basically becomes like obvious that he's self-aware of kind of what's going on around him. He mentions that he's brought in for like the special holiday episode to stir up trouble, right, and ultimately give you grief was kind of the last thing he said. There was kind of like, again, another thing, like why, what I was saying earlier, I don't think he's 100% who he might say he is. Like why would you just fly, like, oh yeah, I'm here to give you grief, like sucks for you. I don't know. They mentioned the accents. They call out the accents, like what happened to your accent, which is just kind of a meta meme for Wanda, because from the first Age of Ultron, she had the super strong Sokovian accent, and then sounds like she's just
I don't know what happened to your accent.
Yeah, now she's basically just a little California girl or something.
And whatever for the fans, it's fantastic. Ashley saying Malcolm in the Middle at its best, breaking those walls. Yeah, this whole episode, that's the breakdown I watched from like Emergency Awesome, talking about how this all kind of based with Malcolm in the Middle style.
Pietro mentions how he remembers getting shot in the street like a chump, and then next thing he knew, he heard her calling and knew that she needed him. So kind of showing that he has the memories of the Pietro Quicksilver from the main MCU, but he looks like the Quicksilver from the Fox universe. So that's kind of mind trippy to think about.
He was reskinned.
Yeah, he's basically reskinned, recasted and everything. Then we get the kids. We see the first kid. Again, I can't remember which one is which. The one that's fast and has super speed. We see he has his powers. So that is pretty cool. And later we get the other twin getting his powers as well. Wanda tells the kids not to pass Ellis Street, which is where the hex border ends.
Yeah, so I think, okay, God damn it, guys. Somebody out there knows who is the speedy one and who is the one with the magical witch power.
Billy, right? Tommy, and Wiccan and Speed. I don't know which one's which. I know the names. I need to learn which one is which.
but like, which is Speed? Tommy or Billy? Somebody knows this. Come on, tell us.
Yeah,
please.
Someone in the chat, please.
Provide
noobs with knowledge. The fact that he said he didn't know who Vision is.
I mean, I guess I could Google it too.
Yeah, that's actually a good point too. He mentions, so yeah, he clearly doesn't have all of the memories of the original Quicksilver from the MCU, because someone in my chat, Nick, just pointed out that he didn't recognize Vision, even though he met Vision in Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
so he would have he should know of Vision at least.
Yeah.
Billy is Wiccan. Tommy is Speed, is my chat is telling me. Okay, so Billy has magic powers. Wiccan has speed. Or sorry, not Wiccan. Tommy has speed.
So Tommy's the speedy one.
Tommy is speed. Billy has Wanda's powers, basically.
Zoe, chill out.
Okay. I'll try to remember that, guys. No promises.
Tommy's fast, Billy is a witch.
Tommy's fast, Billy's a witch. Yes. Trying to like word play in my mind, like Billy. I don't know. So yeah, after we see that him having the speed.
Tommy.
What was it?
I said time space continuum. Tommy.
Speed. Okay, it's time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Billy's weird. Billy's weird. Billy the weird Wiccan. Got it.
Billy the weird Wiccan. Okay, there you go.
I don't know.
Yeah, what Sarge was saying. Chill, Zoe. Chill out. All right, so continue.
So then we go back to the real world, and we're flashing to the trio of what's her name? Monica, Agent Wu, and Darcy trying to break in and get into. Yeah, and they're trying to get into the files and find out what data they're hiding from them.
This is the part where I would say it actually is bad writing on the part of the show, because they have that scene where Darcy's like, let me just hack into that. It'll take me 2 seconds.
Yeah. She's, I'm in. All right.
You have a degree.
A little easy.
You're like an astrophysicist. Fuck off. You're not a hacker. Give me a break.
They didn't have to like sneak by. They didn't show them having to like lure away any guards or anything. This is just the giant area where all these computers are was just wide open. Like, okay.
And then she's all of a sudden a hacker. Like, let me do this real quick. Click, 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 bloop, blop, you know? And I was talking to friends earlier saying how all you would have to do that differently would be to say, hey, they haven't changed the security codes yet. I'm still allowed access, or something like. I had an even briefer line than that.
Yeah.
I'm like, all you got to do is say something like that just completely covers it. And you avoid all the just silliness. But anyways.
Torch in my chat saying, one's fast, one's weird. In the words of Iron Man himself. He's fast and she's weird.
That's true. Yeah, that is
the so then after she hacks in very easily, she finds out that they are tracking Vision. So they're not tracking Wanda, they're tracking Vision, which...
It's decay rate. They're tracking the decay rate of vibranium or something?
Yeah, they're tracking vibranium. So to me, it's just saying... They're probably wanting to get Vision back to continue whatever they were doing on him prior to Wanda breaking him out. So that's why their focus is to get Vision out of there.
Well,
whether they care about what happens to him or not.
Yeah, they were definitely doing something shady with him, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because in the comics, it was the sword is the sentient world observation R&D, research and development, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And in this one, they changed it to the sentient weapon.
Yeah, they changed it from world to weapon.
They show Wanda going and getting Vision out of there. So I feel like that's a pretty significant change.
Yeah, it's not for nothing that they changed the major word of a major organization from the comics like that.
Yeah, so I think it's probably that they're trying to create weapons from Vision, and so obviously they're going to be more focused on getting him back. Like, they don't care if Wanda dies. They don't care if Vision kind of gets messed up because they're studying him at like an atomic level anyways, right?
Oh, Xander, you corrected me. Yes, that was Agent Hill actually that said that, not Iron Man. I'm sorry. I'm a noob. Yeah, so then we get going back to Vision.
Agent Hill and Agent Ultron, really?
Yeah, it's Agent Hill that says it. I remember that now. Vision goes back. We go back to Vision, and he's exploring more of the town that's frozen in time. And he eventually flies up into the space and looks in the sky and looks around, and sees that half the town is bright and alive, and the other half is just basically looking like it's dead. So then he flies to the border of town where he meets Agnes in a car. And again, this was a scene that, to me, is implying that Agnes knows more about what's going on than she's been let us believe. Because prior to this, it seemed like the further people got to the border, the more frozen and stuck they were, and like they couldn't move. Like, you even see the lady that's crying earlier.
Yeah, well, it's just a matter of they're like not as necessary for the story because they're further away, and they're further away from Wanda's power base or whatever, or where she's at, I guess, or something. Because like, I guess they make it out to be the center of the town, not just that Wanda's the center of the power.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's the very border of the street that Wanda told them not to cross or whatever.
Yep. And it's weird though that she's able to move and respond to Vision after everyone else that he previously tried to talk to or do anything with, they just ignored him.
Yeah, but she does, or I mean, he does rather unlock her. Right?
No, but before he does, he asks, he's like, Agnes, what are you doing here? She starts talking and moving before he actually awakens her.
Right, like, yeah. So
it's like, why is she able to respond and everything, but while no one else was able to? But
like, are you suggesting that she's more powerful than the normal human beings in the town?
I'm thinking that she's there's something fishy about her. Like, she's in on something. She's not just some nobody that's in the town. She obviously knew in the previous episode again that something went off, and she says, should we retake that, like that? Plus, she always shows up whenever they need something. She's always right there on the spot. She was there when both the kids when they aged up. She's been there for a lot of the moments. She was in the opening credits this episode, and on her butt it said naughty. So there's something strange going on with her, and this just really made me feel like either she was acting and that she wasn't actually frozen. So then when Vision touched her,
I don't think she was, though. I think she still is under the control to a certain extent. I mean, because obviously we had the last episode where she just comes out and says, do you want me to do that again? Do you want me to take it again? Or whatever. Like, she's just an actor on the show.
Yeah.
Right. So she's obviously more aware, but that could also be part of her character on the show, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Like so wants her to play. Yeah,
there's something's off with her, I think, and we'll hopefully find out. If not, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But that's what happened with her. And then so she says she recognizes who Vision is. She's like, oh, you're an Avenger. You're Vision. Are you here to help us? He's like, yeah, I'm here to help you. I'm Vision, but I don't know what an Avenger is. Yeah. So clearly Vision doesn't remember, which has been implied that he doesn't remember anything before Westview, as he said in previous episodes. So of course he doesn't remember who the Avengers are. She's not letting him remember any of that. So then she's like, well, am I dead? Because you are. And he's just like, what do you mean? What? So that's kind of a crazy. So that could also be a part where she's trying to freak out Vision so that he goes off on Wanda, or I don't know.
No, I don't think it's like she seemed genuinely terrified, you know.
She did, or she could be acting, because then at the end of it is very strange that once he says like I want to help you, and she's just like, oh, if you can't, all hope is lost, and then she just starts laughing, and is a very like witch, like evil laugh, like out of nowhere. Like why are you laughing if you're saying everything's doomed?
Well, like, what was it? She repeated over and over again was that he was dead, right? She just repeated that over and over again.
Yeah. She says, "You're dead. You're dead. Dead." Yeah, it was like, okay, just lay it on him, jeez.
Yeah. Well, like, obviously, I don't know. I feel like it was like she definitely was traumatized. Like she I still think is gonna have, probably be Agatha Harkness like everyone predict, have more powers and stuff. But I feel like whatever spell the town is under, if that's just Wanda or if there's a greater Mephisto or something to it, that she is still also under that power. Maybe she got sent in the same way that Monica did, but then so while they retain something from the outside world, maybe she still is overtaken by whatever the power is, like a greater power, But yeah, anyway, so she's there and we have that scene and he then kind of snaps her back to the WandaVision reality.
Yeah, puts her back and then says, I'll fix this, and then starts walking to the border of town.
So she like turns around and goes back towards the center of town and he starts walking to the border. Yeah, okay. Where are we at?
So then it goes back to Monica and the trio there, and she pops onto her phone and says, my contact came through. Let's go meet him. Right. And she confirms that it is a he, which previously I had speculated that, well, I heard someone speculate about it, and then I mentioned it last week that it could be a girl, because I guess in the Spanish subtitles version, it referred to her friend as a she. Or as a female, like feminine tense pronoun, heart, because Spanish is, if it ends in an O or an A, it's all different like
L
that.
or la, yes.
Yeah. So, but then now we have confirmation that it is indeed a guy. So it's not a girl. So that limits that, narrows it down to who it could be. I guess I still don't totally know. We can kind of theorize about that later. I'm actually getting destroyed by a thing right now, so that's kind of
Adam Brashear. It's Blue Marvel. That's who it is. Final answer.
Blue Marvel could be one. Reed Richards, but I feel like that'd be a really kind of lame way to introduce the Fantastic Four. I feel like they need a movie and just like a big all four of them. I don't know.
You're getting destroyed, and I can't even fight in the arena because I have to fend off this dog constantly.
I finally came out of it and won the fight still, thankfully.
Where's River?
Surprisingly, she's not in here. She was out eating when I started the stream and I haven't heard her scratching at the door if she has been. So maybe if I just ignore her, then we'll be good.
Oh, I'd love it if I could ignore the dog, but she keeps coming up and growling at me and
yeah,
jumping on the couch and whatever. We were literally just outside before this dog. And you've had treats, multiple, in the last how many minutes? I'm not giving you anything else. So settle down.
So after she gets the text message, she says, all right, let's go. Darcy says, you can't go back through the border. It's been changing your cells on a molecular level, which could that be implying that maybe she's now a mutant? Because that's maybe it's activated her mutant gene or something like that. That might be the route they're going to introduce mutants. But then that'd be kind of weird because it's like, oh, do mutants only come from entering this weird hex, or is this just going to be a thing in the future, or is this just a way that they came up with to give her powers or something? So
yeah, I mean, she's going to get her powers as Photon or whatever.
Yeah,
and her shit's been changed, and they were telling her hey, your DNA's been messed with. Get back in there. There's no idea what can happen. And she's like, yeah, but I love weird stuff, so I'm going back in here. And then they're all like, all right, cool. So, she's definitely going to get her powers. And I think we have to get mutants out of this whole thing. But it's really interesting to see where it goes.
So
Ashley's saying, but also, why didn't he just talk to his wife? He would rather fall apart to see what's going on than be direct. For Vision? Yeah. Well, then there wouldn't be any drama.
Well, he tried to ask her in the previous episode. He brought it up to her and says, why are you doing this? What's going on? And she mentions, I don't know how this started. And she says again later this episode when she's talking to Pietro, she again repeats, I don't know how I did any of this or how it started.
She doesn't know how she did it. That's true.
So, yeah. And then so they leave to go meet her contact, which... Again, hopefully we find out tonight who that contact is. I thought that was going to be a special. hopefully we find out who that contact is. But Darcy decides to stay behind because she says there's something on here that, there's something more going on here, and she wants to find out what it is.
Yeah, they just leave her.
And so then she just stays, and then later she...
It's an astrophysics.
Yeah, just messing that fight up terribly. Need to turn the page one more time to the last page of my notes.
Just as a side note, the Terminator T-800 has joined my chat, and
does he know the ending of WandaVision?
He said, "Sorry, I'm late."
Future?
So I would assume that he does.
I mean, if you're late for you, that's on time, right? Because you're from the future, you can
so,
technically tune in whenever you want if you're traveling.
I kind of love it though. It's original Terminator picture. And
that's funny.
Terminator T-800. I love it. Sorry, I'm late.
The next episode is Friday, right? Technically Friday tonight at midnight, though. So yeah, in 4. Yeah, 4.
Oh yeah, 4 or 8.
Yeah, 4 hours from now, the episode should be dropping. I don't think Disney would do a devil character, so probably Nightmare is a safe bet. See, I keep hearing people say that, but I don't see why they wouldn't do it. I know everyone keeps saying the whole China thing, but I don't think that would stop them.
Justin is talking about
Nightmare is another option. Definitely, people have talked about.
Talking about Chthon. Is that how you pronounce it? Chthon. He's been rambling on about this for like 15 comments now, so I got to read one of them. Chthon is using the Darkhold, making a false. Damn it! I think there's a word missing there. So she has her guard, so he can take over. He wants her body as his new vessel. He wants her.
Don't we all want her body? I mean, what?
Well, I know James does, certainly. He's making all sorts of comments. Hey! Apparently Zoe wants her body too, so what are you going to do? Wow, we've also been joined by Human Torch. This is amazing.
Nice.
The secret person she's talking to is probably my sister's husband. That makes perfect sense, yeah.
So then we go back to Wanda and Pietro. And Pietro says, damn it, if Westview, New Jersey isn't charming as hell. Which a couple people have implied him comparing Westview to hell because he's Mephisto or some demon or something that knows what hell is like.
It seems very specific. Like it's too many things.
There's enough references to demons and hells and all that kind of stuff for it to not be a coincidence at this point.
Either that or they're just
even going
at trolling fans.
Even going back to previous episodes where they said the devil is in the details, and then then Agatha goes, "That's not the only place he is." Like there's been lots of mentions of hell. So if you guys think we're crazy for talking, whoa, okay, well that's awkward. I'm probably gonna die here.
Which arena are you doing?
It's 5-star.
I figured
I haven't done any fights though, so I'm trying to get on my infinite streak right now.
I've done. Yeah, I'm getting on the infinite. I'm like 6 rounds in. I've done nothing. I'm doing the Hearts arena thing though again.
Oh, gotcha. I already did that one, I believe. Then Pietro mentions their mom and dad, which was I think the second time they've mentioned, or second or third time they've mentioned the mom and dad, their mom and dad. So could be just more references to that we might end up seeing a version of their parents later on in the season, because earlier in the season we had 2 mentions of the brother Pietro before he showed up on the season, and then he showed up, and now they've mentioned the parents a couple times, so who knows, we might get the parents, because like I said also in the opening intro, the very last line of this week's episode said, let me see, go back in my notes. They said, let's keep it going, though there may be no way of knowing who's coming by to play. There may be no way of knowing who's coming by to play. If that's not saying more random people are going to show up, then I don't know what is. So
there's so many things to read into it.
I know, yeah. And then
it makes it fun though, you know.
Yeah, and this is when we get the conversation where he clearly knows more about what's actually going on than he probably should. Like somehow he knows that she's in control. She's controlling all this, and he's like, "How did all this start? Like, what's going on?" He's like, "I'm impressed by it."
I don't know how it started.
Yeah, he's not mad at her by any means. He's just like impressed. He's like, "This is a lot further. Cool. You've come a lot further than having nightmares and
do a little sparkly powers."
Yeah. He asks where all the kids have been hiding. because that was kind of a random one. Yeah, like
kind
oh,
of-
prior to this episode, it was all like adults, and now there's all of a sudden all these kids. Like, where did all these kids come from? Because it's been confirmed that these are actual real people. So all these kids must
I
be
think that
real
was
people.
going with the commercial earlier and the yo whatever the hell crap.
Yo, magic.
And yeah, because like basically what they're implying is that she had control of all these children, but she was just keeping them in a catatonic state, kind of in their beds, in their homes, because they weren't necessary in the television show that she was creating, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that's why they were like, oh, they're just starving to death because you're keeping them locked in a catatonic state in their bedrooms, or whatever. So, yeah, it's interesting that they just pop up all of a sudden out of nowhere and you got kids all over the place.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Let's see, where is this at?
This Psychoman. I don't know how. So I did go and I got the Psycho dude in arenas or whatever, the 5-star.
Oh, nice.
Just to make it easier to grind the whatever. But I don't think I like him at all. There's any purpose to him.
Yeah.
Did you play around with him at all on the like
No.
CCTV?
I did not.
Come on, dog.
So yeah, he asks her, how did she do all this? She repeats like she did a vision that she doesn't know how it all started.
Oh.
She just remembers feeling really alone and empty. And then next thing she knew, this was all going on pretty much, basically. And then we get her like briefly look away and she's all sad. And then she glances back at him and we see another jump scare moment of dead Pietro looking like he got shot up again.
Yeah, the same way
that she saw Vision's dead body, she sees her brother's dead body now. Mm-hmm. So that was like, oh gosh, please don't do any more of those. Those are creepy and disturbing, thank you.
Like, this is a Disney show. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. So then goes back to Darcy, and she's on the computers trying to look through all the classified documents and all that stuff because, you know, astrophysicists know how to hack stuff, as we've mentioned.
100%. Super easy.
And we see on screen, she pulls up a file that's labeled Cataract. So Project Cataract, whatever this means. And then the subtitle underneath that says Classified Weapons Intel. So my guess is this is all the information about what they're planning to do with Vision's body, and that's why they're tracking Vision's body. So
right, it's Cataract, classified weapons, whatever, and that makes you think again of the sentient weapons.
Yep.
You know, research development division, whatever the hell it is.
Yep. Then we get Vision, who is approaching the border. He's pushing through. As he's breaking through the border, he slowly starts falling apart, basically meaning that Vision can't leave this protection. And
yeah, which is weird because they go with in the last episode showing how Monica Rambeau's
anyone else
changed and came out.
The drones come out.
Changed.
Yeah, right. Everything else prior to this that's come out of there, it stayed the same. Well, essentially the same. Obviously,
the Vision doesn't stay, and he doesn't like immediately die and like drop dead like a robot with the power turned off or something.
Yeah,
it's like the Hex is trying to pull him back in.
Yeah. So my theory now about what the Hex is that the Hex originally was built in. That's what is allowing Vision to be alive, so he can only survive as long as he's inside of this Hex.
Well, I think it's like the whole purpose of it, really.
Yeah, so that the whole purpose of the Hex beginning was to bring back Vision to life, and maybe the intention wasn't for it to take over control of this town. It was just to allow Vision to be alive, but things got out of hand, and it then expanded, and now it is what it is.
I see just a random comment here saying, if this show were for children, Wanda wouldn't be dressing like that, which just cracks me up because I've seen a lot of stuff about her costume and everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was that scandalous or anything, but
I didn't either.
I mean,
I personally enjoyed it. I mean,
the love.
I have her sitting right next to me or standing.
The love for Elizabeth Olsen in that costume is pretty great. Apparently,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so also no one approaches to even help Vision. They all kind of stand there, and Darcy's yelling like help him. So that also to me was kind of like they were
whatever.
Yeah, they were probably wanting him to die, and then they could collect his body and do whatever they wanted with it. Is my guess. because they saw that, oh, he can't leave. Sweet, this is perfect for us. We're going to be able to get control of him now. So they just were letting it happen.
Something, yeah, I don't know. It was weird to like just see him like that and not have anyone help him.
Yeah. So then it flashes to Billy, right? Billy's the weird one.
Yes.
Billy, we get the reveal of his powers. He senses what's going on. He rushes over to his mom, tells her,
Mom,
and
Dad is in trouble.
Dad's in trouble. And then
what's that, lassie? Down by the well? Oh no.
Yeah. And then we get another line from Quicksilver, again playing on the theme of this guy's off. There's something weird with him. He says, what? It's not like your dead husband can die again, can die twice. Yeah. When there's so many things here. Like, first off, how does he even know that Vision died in the first place? Like, he died before Vision died originally. He shouldn't know that Vision is dead. Yeah. So why does he know that? And then secondly, when after he says that, she just blasts him away, and he goes flying, and he flies
with the magic sparkly fingers.
Yeah, she does the sparkly finger thing. He flies through some gravestones, and on one of the gravestones, it has a bunch of names. Which one of the names is the name of the director who's doing the Fantastic Four? I think.
Who's deep? I think
that's what I heard.
Did you watch to see that tidbit?
I watched a lot, trust me. And then there was another subtitle underneath that said, "Not on her side," which I don't know what that means in terms of like the gravestone, but it basically tells me, implying that he gets shot into that, saying that this guy, he is not on Wanda's side. He has bad intentions.
Wouldn't be on anybody's side of his own, so yeah.
Yeah. Then we get Wanda showing her expanding the whole border, freezes everyone that's around her so they don't see what's going on. Hayward and his car escape. Let's see, Monica and Agent Wu escape. Darcy and everyone else get sucked in and get turned into a giant circus. And
like literal circus. I crack up because I keep describing these things as if for people who haven't seen this. Like, I want to specify. No, like they literally get turned into circus characters. Guys.
Yeah.
I saw this, otherwise we wouldn't be sticking around for the spoiler stream. So sorry, I keep doing that though. I'm like literal. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's the end of the episode. So we made it, guys. I tried my best to go through that quickly, but looking at the time, looks like I didn't really do a good job of that. But there was so much this episode.
I mean, it hasn't been the whole hour and 10, right? We started a few.
Yeah.
Like 55 minutes, whatever.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about the episode? What did anything I miss? Did I miss anything, or did we miss anything?
Ogden saying probably new rock stars, not gonna lie. Like the breakdown you watched.
I'm Tommy, and don't you forget it. Yeah, that was a funny part too.
I'm Tommy, don't forget it, because he's speedy, right? Micro Machines.
It's the guy who directed the MCU Spider-Man movies, John Watts. No, that was one of them. This was the gravestone on the left was a different name. It wasn't Watts.
Dude, I did not watch breakdowns where they slowed down to see who was on the video gravestone.
Yeah, I saw them.
Very, very literal. She didn't have a lot of time to build something better. Wait, what part, Ashley? What was very, very little? Shouldn't have. Elaborate, please.
So
this absolute clown fiesta of a mobile video game. Oh yeah, I'm playing a video game this whole time.
Oh, that's right. This is the thing. So the parts of the episode that I wrote down that I felt like were probably the most important ones that stand out were that the continued theme that stuff is off about Pietro.
Right.
The Vision can't leave the Hex, as we talked.
So
MSD, what's going on, man? All he said was 6-star CGR. What is that? What do you mean?
Does MSD have a 6-star CGR?
No, he doesn't.
You do, right?
But someone I know very well recently got one.
Really? Right? I could have sworn I saw something about that.
Yeah, some guy who previously had a very nice, luscious beard and currently doesn't, though.
Does he have an awakening?
Right as I said that, Justin pops into my chest and says, "Where did the beard go?"
Is there an awakening gem? No.
I do indeed have an awakening gem. Oh, that can't show from that screen, but I do
Oh,
have.
okay.
I do
gotcha.
have. I do have a 6-star awakening gem for Cosmic, but I don't know. Do I use it on him or do I save it for potentially like using on like Silver Surfer or something? Obviously, I'm going to take Cosmic Ghost Rider to rank 3 first, but I don't know. Man. I haven't decided.
He doesn't absolutely need it, right?
Exactly. He doesn't need it, but if I'm going to take him to rank 3, then like, yeah, I might as well, right?
Well, but the thing is, you're not. He's got good prestige, but he's not Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like anybody who isn't Silver Surfer, you just don't want to give cosmic stones to because they're still so rare.
Yeah.
So maybe like.
But I also don't really want to take Silver Surfer up ever.
You don't, except for that he's absolutely the best prestige, and you, at some point, if you have to spend all of your cosmic stones on something, you kind of want to spend them on absolutely the best prestige.
Yeah.
Right? So, what I would honestly do would be take him to rank 3,
and then maybe once I get another cosmic,
if you get a second cosmic, or if you get to 125 cosmic stones, and you're about to have them start going into overflow or something, then maybe throw the gem in.
Here's the other thing too. Then, do I continue going for the featured 6-star and hopefully awaken naturally?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
That's where I was kind of at. I was trying to decide like, do I stop going for the featured and then save my 6-stars now and just use the gem, take him to rank 3 and call it a day?
No,
or do I play the long
once
run?
You've got him, you keep going for him. You know. How many of the champions who are in the 6-star featured right now do you have?
The only one I haven't gotten, I'm pretty sure, is like Professor X.
Like you have every other champion out of 24?
I mean, of the ones that are important, I feel like. Let me pull up.
No, I don't mean the featured. I just mean like everything.
Let me look at it real quick.
Because for me, right, I'm always going to be an arena grinder. I'm always going to look at champions that are new.
Okay.
And it will give me at least some more incentive to go for that crystal, for that featured, to spend that extra 3K with the sigil or 5K units with the sigil, because I will get the value of that being a new champion, right? I can use that champion in arena. I can grind it out. It's just somebody new. So
there's a lot of pulls in here that I could get that would be first time awakenings still.
Yeah, and some of those are good. So that's so when I look at that crystal, right? I look at the crystal and I see all of the champions that would be new for me or would be a good first time awakening.
Yeah.
So I would look at those numbers combined.
I could probably I think
50%, yeah. I feel like it's worth it. And then I would also, on top of those two factors, I would throw in how much does that awakening matter? And awakening Cosmic Ghost Rider would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like you have to weight it for that. So in those circumstances, depending on what your numbers are there, but awakening Cosmic Ghost Rider being a large factor, I say go for it. Do it and get him.
Do you have another Cosmic T5CC in addition to the one for CGR? I don't even have one for CGR right now. That's the thing. Like I'm at like 20. Right? I'm at like 28,000. And here's the other thing. The other decision I have to make for whenever I decide to start doing Act 7, which I think I'm probably going to try to start saving up, get more units, and hold on to like my revive stash. And once like
is easier than
once this season ends, maybe, or maybe before. But there's a 25% selector there, right?
Is there? Yeah. Maybe.
Well, when you 100% it.
Okay. And there's also the offer for 3K units for like a 15% selector, which is not great, but it's not a terrible offer because it's only 3K.
Yeah. So my question would be then, do I choose Cosmic to get up Cosmic Ghost Rider, or do I go with Mutant for Apocalypse?
I think the answer is always Mutant.
Yeah. At this point, right now, honestly, I am leaning more towards Mutant because it's like, one, I already have Corvus up, and obviously like I want to get Cosmic Ghost Rider up too, and I do have Magneto as a rank 5, but the difference is Apocalypse, I already have him. I have him awakened. I think he's a top 10 prestige right now. And
Yeah,
he's just an absolute monster for his synergies, but also playing by himself. I've used him in Alliance War the last 2 wars. So I really want to get him to rank 3. And as much as I love Cosmic Ghost Rider, I feel like I'm leaning more towards taking the mutant now whenever I get it.
Well, what is Cosmic Ghost Rider for your account? He's mostly just
to have him say other people don't rub it in their face.
He's just a giant damage dealer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you already have a bunch of other champions who do a bunch of giant damage, so he's not the absolute priority. The thing is, in any selector, the mutant class just has more good champions than any other class.
Yeah, it's by far the best class in the game.
I bought the 3K offer when I did 7.1 because I was doing the Legends attempt, and I could use those other items like the revives and the boosts and whatever. But I also bought it because even if for 15%, like for 3K, so basically like $100 worth of value.
Yeah.
I had those units already. And I was just like, screw it. I don't even have anyone in particular that I want to rank up, but I'm just going to choose mutant because there's just so many good ones.
Yeah,
you know,
that's fair.
So I kind of feel like that's the deal. That's kind of how you have to. That's how I look at it, anyway.
Yeah.
There's just more good mutants than any other class. So if you're gonna have a selector, dude, go with the mutants because eventually you're gonna get those champions who are gonna be worth ranking up, and you already have that one with Apocalypse.
He's so fun, especially for this the new event quest right now, like the new update for cav difficulty for the mutant class.
Yeah,
like you have to have a prowess on or something, and
use and make somebody a horseman.
Well, not even that. Like I just used him mainly to clear the whole quest. For the mutant chapter.
But you can use him to make someone else a horseman.
But yeah, you can also do that.
I don't have him as a 4-star, and I'm not super excited about that fact.
Yeah, I think who did I use? I already did the 4-star challenge. I finished cav difficulty already. I don't remember.
I did like the first half. I did the first 3 today.
Yeah.
And I'll do the next 3 like maybe tomorrow night or on Sunday or something. So. What are people saying? So if Mephisto does appear, will they go full comic book look or in a human disguise?
I would assume a human disguise, at least to start, and then maybe.
I think so. He's so distinctive for the comic book look, right? The one we have in MPOC. He's just like, he looks like a literal the devil kind of character, you know. So I don't think they would go that right away. Yeah.
So let's talk about the weird commercial. So this commercial, just to refresh,
that was dark as
it was really dark. Basically, this kid
threw me off during the show because I've just watched the show and just normal going along. And so some of the like I said, I haven't been a huge fan of the comedy necessarily for the first couple of episodes because it was like that I Love Lucy kind of old school 50s, 60s sitcom, whatever stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not really for me. I will say in this episode that some of the comedy that was early on in the episode where they're breaking the fourth wall, the Malcolm in the Middle kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like that hit for me a lot better, honestly. So,
yeah.
Yeah. But so to have that, like, I was braced by that comedy and that whatever, and then go to that dark commercial. It just felt like out of nowhere. You were just like, oh wow, like he just straight up died.
Yeah. So each commercial they've had in episodes have represented a different period of like Wanda's life, as we've mentioned in previous episodes. Basically, the first one you can hear the time bomb talking about which basically stood for the bomb that didn't blow up in Sokovia when she was a kid, that had Stark Industries on it, which led her to join Hydra, or volunteer for Hydra. In the second episode, we get the Strucker Watch one, which is Strucker, who experimented on her and her brother. Mm-hmm. And then the third episode, we get the mind control soap, basically. That
Hydra soap, right?
Yeah, soap. You want to get away. Basically,
what's a reference to something that?
I'm trying to remember. I'm forgetting what that commercial.
Yeah, wasn't there like a reference to like, oh, what does like Hydra have hand soap that mind controls you, or some kind of like something, right?
Because it was so the special soap was a reference to Agents of Shield. Coulson talks about the special mind control soap or whatever, and the soap itself looks like the Tesseract, which is the other theory we're going to get to. And then the third episode was talking about cleaning up your mistakes from Lagos napkins or towels or whatever. Lagos is where she blew up what's his name?
Well, no, that's where the innocent civilians died.
She was trying to protect Steve Rogers from Crossbones, and blew him up and ended up killing innocent people in Lagos. And then this episode is a random island, and I was like, what? Okay. The Lagos one was my favorite, says MSD. Yeah, that one is pretty good.
All right, give me. So you continue on with the theory of the commercials and whatnot.
Gotta take the dog.
Yeah, she just keeps whining. So
You're good. I got this.
I'm taking her out. So
yeah.
All right, give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. You can still listen to Cap though.
All right, so this episode, then we get the commercial with the island, which I feel like represents Wanda when it's showing that she is now broken and she is falling apart. Like the kid doesn't know what to do. He's like lost on this island, and then this shark, which in the way of representing in WandaVision, like a shark is looked at as, could be portrayed as a villain, like a bad and evil, dark, like shark. When you think of a shark, shark is scary. So the shark is offering a cure to this kid's problem. The magic, like magic, here is your solution. Here's magic. And the kid's like, oh, sweet, perfect. Yay, this will solve everything. Thinking basically Wanda is going to use this magic to bring back Vision. But she can't get it to work. It's not opening. It's not working right. And eventually the kid dies, basically showing that Wanda, like, as much as you wanted this to work, you wanted this to be the solution, this is not going to be the solution. So to me, that just tells you right there that Wanda's not all behind this. There's something going on, someone else pulling the strings. And I just keep coming back to Mephisto. That's me. It's the island. The shark says snack on magic. Hidden meaning. Basically, exactly everything I just explained. Last two, Cap. You can tell Pietro is a shark because the shark in the commercial and himself have an almost identical line. Him and the shark from the commercial have similar lines, both revolving around kids. Yeah, so that's another thing that I've talked about throughout this, saying that something's off about Pietro. And either he is secretly Mephisto, or he's being controlled by Mephisto. He was brought back by him, or whoever is behind all of this. Because there's been many things in this episode particularly that he said. The first thing in the opening scene, when they say, oh, you think your you think he's a vampire, he jumps up, scares them and says, blood is thicker than water, I show you. And then pretends to like kill them. Like, I understand it's Halloween, but damn, dude, that's creepy stuff. Like, why would you say that? He then makes a point to scare Wanda when she turns around from the door. He tells the kids, he says, unleash hell, demon spawn. What else does he do? He mentions that he's there to stir up trouble and cause problems and ultimately give her grief. And then he compares Westview, New Jersey. He says, isn't it charming as hell? He talks about her dead husband dying twice when he shouldn't have even known that Vision died a first time. So yeah, there's something off with Vision, or with Pietro. And the shark, like MSD was saying, could be representing him because he just kind of showed up out of nowhere, just like Wanda did. Imagine telling a 10-year-old your blood is thicker than water and then attack them. Yeah, exactly. Imagine, like, blood is thicker than water. Let me show you. Like, what? I don't think that's allowed. Last time I checked. The commercials also have a theory that I mentioned last week, is that each episode, each commercial represents a different Infinity Stone from the Infinity Saga. So the first episode, you have the toaster, which shows up. And on the toaster, you have the red flashing light, which, like I mentioned, represents the bomb that didn't blow up. But it also, if you look at it, it looks like, it kind of appears to look like Vision's face, the toaster does. The little dot being the Mind Stone in his forehead, and the rest of it kind of, you can figure out a face. So therefore, the toaster in that commercial represented the Mind Stone. The second episode is Strucker Watches. It's a watch, obviously represents the Time Stone. The third episode, the soap one, the soap bar itself is in the shape of a cube that looks identical to the Tesseract, which is the Space Stone. The next episode is the napkin, or the towels, and the juice, the red juice that spills everywhere, just like the ether, which is expanding everywhere, which is the Reality Stone. So then that brings us to this episode, the fifth commercial we've seen, which it's a little unclear which one this could represent. So you have the Power and the Soul Stone remaining. I think it was the Power Stone, because there's a couple different things that have me believing that. Like the surfboard the shark shows up on is purple. There's a lot of purple accents on it, like two different variants of purple, but the Power Stone is purple. There's also a glow along the border of the water, like the sun is setting or whatever, and it's like the sky flashes kind of purple there. So that's my theory. And also, let's see, what did I write down for this? I wrote, yeah, so the shark is giving this kid this solution, this magic, which is symbolizing power. Like, here's this power, I can give you this power that will solve your problems. So the power of that, of the magic, it is the Power Stone. Like, that makes sense to me. But you could possibly make an argument for the Soul Stone as well, that this kid is slowly losing its soul, just like Wanda is. As she's lost everyone, her soul is lost and she doesn't know what's going on. So it'll kind of come down to, if we get one more commercial break and what happens in that one, whether or not that episode, that commercial represented the Power Stone or the Soul Stone. My bet is still on the Power Stone. And well, just like in the movies, we'll get the Soul Stone as the last one that's revealed to us. So I don't know. What do you guys think of all that I said? Any of that sound like it might be true, or am I just crazy or going off on nothing? Maybe Nightmare is the main villain. It's unclear whether Agatha is Nightmare, working with him, or being controlled by him. Yeah, whoever is the big bad, whether it's Nightmare, Mephisto, or someone else. Oh, there's another theory, even that the Kree have been behind all of this. And this one was actually kind of like, whoa, pretty crazy. And the hexes have to do with that. And there's been lots of hints at it looking back. So let's see if I can remember. I didn't write any of this down for this theory, so I'm going to try to remember this from the top of my head. But basically, like, all the hexes throughout the Kree, you know, for example, when you're traveling around through the universe, when they jump through different portals or whatever, those show up as hexes. In Captain Marvel, when they stand on the little thing to see the what's the lady called, like the vision person that they see, not vision, but like, you know, when they go the Supreme Intelligence, they stand on a hex pad. This is the theory that I don't know if you heard me mention, but
no, I just got back.
there's a theory out there that the Kree might somehow be behind all of this. Because in the past we've seen the Kree have the power to manipulate people's memories, as we've seen with Captain Marvel. Jumping through portals in space, you jump through a hex, and the Kree possibly helped invent that travel system. We see in the episode when they start writing on the whiteboard, there is a thing that Jimmy Woo writes on there that says possible scrolls, implying the scrolls might be involved. You don't mention the scrolls without talking about the Kree. Like, Monica Rambeau is brought, the fact that she's in the show itself, like, where was she introduced? She was introduced in Captain Marvel, which is all about, you guessed it, the Kree and the Skrulls. Mind manipulating, I talked about that.
So is this the new Rockstars theory?
This was, I think I saw this on Screen Crush.
Okay.
Screen Crush is another channel that I really like. He does really good breakdowns. He's guest starred on New Rockstars in the past, but I've been following him for a few years now.
Nice.
And he does great breakdowns on lots of things. So Screen Crush, guys, if you aren't subscribed, go subscribe to him. I'm trying. Yeah, he has it. It says, "Is it the Kree?"
What's up, Norris?
So yeah, he kind of just pointed out that there's lots of things that involve the Kree that make sense with this show of what's happened, including, like I said, the Hex. He brings up lots more references. Like, actually, here I'll just link the video in my chat here.
If you
guys want to see it?
Is 4-star Dragon Man who's in the basic arena right now?
I don't know. This is the video that talks about the Kree theory, guys, which is totally different from the Mephisto or Nightmare options, but also makes a lot of sense and could be like, and the whole, like, mentioning bring back Monica Rambeau in the first place, talking about Sword being in space. Why would this space organization be looking into something like this if it didn't involve something from outer space?
To that would just be that, like, I don't think the Kree were interesting enough to get back this soon.
Unless they're just trying to set up that Nick Fury show that's going to be
Agents of Sword or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, something like that, or Secret Wars, right? I think, isn't it? Or
is that what the title is? Yeah, I can't remember.
I think so.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a fun, different take from what everyone else has been saying. I was like, "Oh, the Kree, that is kind of interesting." But like you said, like, the Kree aren't like the most impelling villain, but a lot of what he said kind of added up with what's happened in the show so far.
I like it. Yes, 4-star basic is Dragon Man. Then I would expect what? Do we even make predictions nowadays in MCOC for 4-star basic champions?
Jimmy Woo is a scroll, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anyone does the predictions anymore, really.
I mean, I think Brian still does.
Oh, does he? Okay.
For the 4-star basic Dragon Man, if you put up 2.2 million points in the arena and missed in the first round, I'd be really surprised. If you put up 2.5 million points, I'd be totally shocked. So go for that, you know.
All right, so who do you think the guy on the bridge will be? On the bridge, is that where they said they were going to meet him? Like, is that Monica's contact that you're talking about, I'm guessing?
Engineer guy?
So yeah. Anybody got some other theories out there that we haven't mentioned? We've mentioned Blue Marvel. Someone in my chat said it could be Beast, and that could be how we get introduced into the mutants. I'm
trying to think of anyone who's like is there a specific engineer?
I'm going to look it up online real quick. Aerospace.
Doesn't necessarily
engineers.
She just said engineer.
So I think she says aerospace engineer.
Does she? I thought she said. Maybe you're right. Maybe there was some connection to space. That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, the first link that pops up says WandaVision fan theory identifies the aerospace engineer, and it's not Reed Richards? ?
Click 15 slides to get to the result. That won't actually be satisfying.
I think this theory is saying that it could be Blue Marvel.
Oh yeah, we're with Adam Brashear again. I told you guys.
If that's the case, then did MCOC, were they like low-key kind of like implying that he might be coming by having him part of it?
Maybe.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Pointy asked Captain if he has any siblings. He means me by Pointy, by the way. God damn it. You Captain see me in person. It's not that pointy.
Why does he call you Pointy?
Because Hunter says my head is very pointy. It is somewhat pointy.
I've met him in person, guys, and that thought never crossed my mind once.
Yeah, it just seems like a head. But anyways,
yeah.
He's talking about you. He's saying he seems weirded out by what Pietro said to Billy and Tommy, but I say these types of things to my family all the time. Oh, was this from like a few minutes ago, or what were you?
You're probably talking about. I mentioned all the stuff about that Pietro said this episode.
Like the Hellspawn kind of thing.
Yeah, the Hellspawn and comparing Westview to Hell, and Unleash Demon Spawn.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. Unleash Demon Spawn.
enough.
But yes, I have a sister, and yeah, I know, guy. I know sometimes you just friendly banter with your family, but I don't know, man. Something seems off. Don't know why my accent changed there, but hey.
Because you were going to talk about Tommy.
I was talking about Tommy, eh?
I was answering, not asking. I haven't missed a 4-star basic in 3 years. Okay, Snarko.
What about Fitz from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I'd say that'd be a massive stretch.
I love him.
I loved Fitzsimmons, like that whole that combo is one of my favorite parts of that show in general.
I think it's likely,
but yeah, they haven't really. I think they've kind of tried to say that show's not part of the main MCU anymore, because like I haven't seen the latest season, but I heard that like they didn't even address like the blip or anything like that. Yeah, on the show.
Gael is once again saying, but in the subtitles in other languages, Spanish refers to the engineer as female. Yeah, we covered that a little bit, but
she straight up says he in this last episode. So if it turns up to be a girl, then I don't know how they messed that up.
Yeah. It is not pointy, in my opinion. Well, actually, I would take that for the truth if you said humble opinion. But since you just said IMO and not IMHO, I don't know if I can take that as the truth.
Xander says Batman is an engineer.
He's a detective.
I mean, he's the world's greatest detective. He just said I'm just messing, obviously. But yeah, I mean, hey, it could be Batman. You never know. Could be Wolverine. Okay, he definitely was not an aerospace engineer.
No, bub. What do you think? This is rocket science, bub?
Doctor Strange is for sure in WandaVision. I wouldn't say for sure. If he does show up, it'll be in like the last episode, or as I've theorized that we'll get like an end credits cameo of him at the end to lead into Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, so one really important thing that I've not brought up with you yet, and I don't know if you discussed while I was away or anything, but what about tonight's episode being an hour long?
So I've heard that the last 3 episodes are potentially going to be closer to an hour long each, and that is because, like, I guess at the beginning before the show started, they announced like how much runtime the entire season is, and if you add up what's already aired, there's still like 3 hours left of footage of that runtime. So basically, that these next 3 episodes are going to be about an hour each, and obviously that probably includes the 7-minute credits from each of them. So you always have to take that into account. But still, like, that's pretty exciting. It's going to make my watch parties a lot longer. So hopefully River doesn't go too crazy. But I hope so. I'd love longer episodes. That'd be great.
So yeah, because Billy specifically said, because you've been doing the watch party at midnight with people.
Yeah.
He specifically said to me, I think maybe on a message online, I can't even remember, but he was just like, hey, be sure Captain knows if he's doing the watch party and everything at midnight, it's going to be up for an hour at least, because it's going to be a longer episode. Yeah. And my buddy Casey was saying the same thing, where it's supposed to be 6 hours. We've only had 3 hours so far.
Yeah. So technically we're only halfway through the season, if that's the case.
Yeah, if that was the case. So I'm hoping, I don't know, I'm going to have a hard time. I woke up at 8 a.m. today, so I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah.
I woke up at 8 a.m. so that I could go at 9:45 and get a massage.
Gotcha.
And I spent the rest of the day, I ate a little barbecue, and then I drank a little bit. I smoked a little marijuana, and I talked to you. So it's going to be hard for me to stay up till midnight. We'll see. But if it's an hour, I'll stay awake for that full hour for sure. So
yeah.
we can hope, but yeah.
One can hope.
I'm excited. Like, I'm excited for this upcoming episode. Should be pretty damn cool.
So I think there's only one last thing I have written down.
Okay.
What happens to everybody that was absorbed into the border when it expanded? Basically, they obviously became like clowns and all that, but mainly the one I'm wondering about is Darcy. Like, what is Darcy going to pop up as?
Will her voice be as irritating? Will she be her character from 2.5 Broke Men or whatever? yeah, you never know. Tune in tonight to find out.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
She hasn't bothered me as much as that actress normally does in general.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Some people have thought that maybe she'll show up as her character. Like she used to be on a TV show. Maybe she'll show up like as that character or something. That'd be kind of funny.
That'd be funny.
But,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm excited. This series has progressively, man. We talked about it in those first couple episodes. I was just like, we'll see. Like I'm watching these, knowing that it's building to something else, and it's going to become something more than this. But those first couple episodes really did not impress me.
Yeah.
And then the last few episodes, I've just been like,
every episode I'm just like, oh my gosh. It literally every episode answers a couple questions, but then brings up like a million more.
Yeah, and in the last episode, I was earlier talking about how I like the 1 week at a time format, that we have the time to shitpost or speculate or do whatever. Right? But after last week's episode, I specifically, at the very end of the episode, was like,
I need more.
Damn, I want to stream this,
Yeah.
Like,
oh man.
Oh, I wish there was more. Yeah, I was like, oh, you got me, you guys. You damn Disney Plus B-manies. Like, you got me solved.
Yeah.
You hear Zoe? She's just whining.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. I'm talking. I know.
Two Broke Girls. That's what the name of her show was. Thank you, Metal. So yeah, she was on a show called Two Broke Girls, where she was like a waitress at a restaurant. So maybe she'll at least like show up as a waitress working at a restaurant or something.
I just
at that.
never even once seeing a like trailer or break anything. Never once seeing anything from that show, any kind of advertising or anything, did I ever even remotely consider watching.
Same, yeah. I've never watched an episode, so
I was like, wow.
I couldn't even remember the name. I was like, I don't remember.
But no, dog. That's gonna have to be
Big Blue says there's a rumor that they have a 10th episode that they didn't release any info for. So that may work with the 45-minute episodes. Potentially, yeah. If that's the case, I wouldn't be mad if we get another episode.
45 would still be pretty damn awesome, Anything longer. So one of the things I talked to tonight, to my friend John about, his idea is that they're doing those 7 minutes of credits very deliberately, and that somehow over the next couple of episodes, what's actually happening is like those credits are being in-universe played over the show, and then at some point we will see what those 7 minutes are. Like they'll add up to be like, oh, this is what was actually happening at the end of that.
Huh.
And we
That'd
just
be interesting.
put the credits over, right? I was like, yeah, dude, I love that theory. I was like, that's an awesome theory. I don't know if that's gonna be what's gonna come to pass at all, but I was like, dude, yeah, I would love it if we maybe like the second the penultimate episode or the last episode or whatever covered those 7 minutes we weren't seeing, but those 7 minutes were actually being spent in universe time. I was like, that would be awesome. So I don't know.
Someone in my chat says, what if Wanda has all the Infinity Stones and use them to run the Hex, Time Stone changing decades, Mind Stone resurrecting Vision, Reality Stone changing reality, and so on. Power Stone providing power for the Hex. I could see how you're making that, but the problem is they're still destroyed, so how'd she get them back?
Well, no, they had them all put together at the end of Endgame, right?
But Cap takes them all back, remember?
Takes them all back, yeah. So, I don't
so it wouldn't explain how she has, but it does make you wonder how Vision has the Mind Stone in his head, although we don't know if it's like an actual Mind Stone and works like the Mind Stone, or if it's just like
I don't think it does.
Decoration.
I don't remember. Is it there? It still is there when he's outside of the Hex and falling apart, right?
Yeah, it was still there, but we haven't seen him use any powers that specifically used that. But we have seen him. He's able to fly. He phases through the couch in the opening credits of this recent episode. Mm-hmm. So he phases through the front door in like in the first episode, I think, when they first walk into the house. So how is he able to have his powers if he's not getting them from the Mind Stone, which is how he got them in the first place?
Right, but Wanda has her powers, and Pietro has his powers, and those things are independent of the stone. The stone gave them those powers. So,
Yeah.
like, I could see how the stone, like, if there were, I could see how, like, vicariously maybe she gave Vision his powers back somehow. You know, if she's that powerful to create this whole universe and everything. But yeah, because I don't think there's any way he gets the stone. What do you want, Zoe? Chill out.
Yeah, I don't think she has all the stones because that would just be too confusing. I feel like.
What's the dude? We've been supposed to get that Black Widow movie for like over a year now. It really sucks that we haven't had that yet.
It's supposed to, as of now, I think the plan is they're gonna do a theatrical release wherever theaters are open, but also drop it on Disney Plus for the premium. But yeah, it's supposed to be in May, last I heard.
Did you hear the next episodes are 1 hour long? Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, Toy Shadow. And someone else saying, Norris saying something about bonus episode. Jared talking about that as well. Yeah. It would be cool. It would be cool.
Seems like the X-Men have been teased too much not to introduce them. Because in episode 6, Vision put his hands in front of him in the shape of an X. Vision did? When did he? Was that like in the opening scene when he was leaving the house? Did he do that? Because he kind of does some weird hand motions, I remember.
I didn't notice anything that would be specifically that, yeah.
I actually think I have. Yeah, I do have the episode still up on my screen here. Let me...
Yeah.
Oh, he does, right here. He does have his fingers crossed.
I just can't show it, right?
No, I don't think I can show it. Oops. I had the volume on real quick.
Don't do that.
When he talks about being, he's talking about being undercover and he's going do that. He does cross his hands. He's going like this on screen. Yeah, I guess that could be a hint. There's been a couple other things too, yeah. I mean, technically we already have mutants now with the boys and Pietro having his powers. But as we've speculated, he may not be who he is, who he says he is, but I don't know.
Well, I don't know what else you would call them without being mutants. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not by name, right? They obviously have been given powers, and those powers have to have come from somewhere because the MCU in general has done a good job of saying, like, Wanda and Quicksilver's powers came from the Mind Stone, and that's how Vision got his powers, and Captain Marvel got hers from the Tesseract, and, you know, like, they've done a good job of explaining things, so you can't just say that the boys and Resurrected Vision and Pietro and stuff have their powers from nowhere. So.
Yeah.
Dog. I don't know. She's very needy, guys. Oh, nope. Gotta go check out what's going on at the door. Heard a noise in the hallway. Gotta go inspect that. Yeah. So.
I'm still confused as to why they never actually added that new Scarlet Witch character.
In the game?
Yeah, in MCOC.
I don't know. Kind of irritating. She didn't seem like she was going to be OP or anything.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, it was weird.
I did see that Karate Mike got a 5-star Scarlet Witch, and I'm super
Did he?
Yep.
Where did he pull her from?
Probably the Sacred Hearts, whatever the side is.
Oh, you can pull her out of there? Okay. I haven't even looked at those courses yet.
Both her and Wolverine, those are the only two that I would want.
Ooh, yeah, I need that Wolverine Awakening.
Yeah, so Awakening, ass.
I mean, I do have one more generic left, but...
Yeah. I got 5. I got 5 generic champions chilling over here, man.
Why don't you use them on people?
I don't have 5 champions to use them on.
That's what you think.
No, I think like literally I might not have 5 champions.
I used one in the last few months. I've used one on. I think I used one on Guardian, and then I used one.
Open, right?
I used one on CGR.
You have the internet's open and
the interwebs. Yeah.
In a different tab, right?
Yes.
Okay, come look at who I have to use an Awakening gem on.
Okay. Got it up. Oh wait, hold on. The stream is spinning. I need to reload it. Okay.
We got Spider-Ham.
I mean Punisher. Duh. Easy.
Tigra.
CGR is not bad.
Right, but I got like one of each class for each of those things. Like I barely have more than 5 champions. I have 12, 16, I have 18 champions.
I mean, why not just Spider-Ham since you already have him maxed out?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't do anything, really.
Yeah.
You know?
MSC like, saying I use the generic on Wolvie, no regrets. He's exclusive. I know. He's worth it for sure. It's just it's my only one that I have, and
I have 2 Mystic Gems over here, and I think one of those was uncollected or Unstoppable Colossus, rather.
Yeah.
All right. Like there's nobody to use these gems on. They're just chilling here. I could awaken both Tigra and Unstoppable Colossus. Or Sasquatch, like it doesn't matter, you know.
Should take my 6-star CGR to rank 2, dirty 99. Yes.
Just cause, sup guys and gals, how's it going? Just cause.
Anything else from the episode you guys can think of, or now I guess we can get to the point where we talk about what's gonna happen in tonight's episode.
Yeah, anything else we missed out that you guys want to talk about?
So we are getting close to the end here.
Zoe wants outside. No, she doesn't, Moon Knight. So right before the stream started at 7 o'clock, I took Zoe outside and she did not pee. Just what? 15 minutes ago, I took Zoe outside again. And guess what? She didn't pee. She literally, that dog just wants attention, that's all.
You just want attention. You don't want it. We're going back to the point earlier where someone says a lyric unintentionally and I start singing. Only Shuri can upload Jarvis memories back into Vision. Maybe she'll return in the movies.
I feel like she would be someone who would be easy enough to get for a series or whatever too. Right?
Yeah,
like Olsen and what's his name?
Paul Bettany.
Much bigger. They're all much bigger actors than the chick who played Shuri.
Yeah,
you could totally get her.
Although my guess is now with Chadwick Boseman passing away that she'll become the new Black Panther. And so
I hope so. I think my understanding is they filmed enough stuff with him before he passed away.
Yeah, I don't know.
They can do the second movie okay? I don't know though. I mean, that was a pretty rough one last year.
Yeah.
Because he hit it so well. It's kind of crazy.
And we just had the anniversary of when that movie came out. What was it, 3 years ago, I think?
Yeah. I remember that was a movie where I was my buddy Casey and I went to see that movie. And that was kind of more towards when we first started hanging out. And we go to the movie and it's like an over 21 movie theater, and at a certain point there's these people talking behind us during the movie who are just kind of like having a conversation. It's not like they're talking about the movie, it's like they're having a conversation outside, like just about their day or something. I don't even know. And I just flat out stood up very slowly for effect, turned around and said something like, "Hey, it's really hard to hear what they're saying in the effing movie with you guys talking the whole time. So would you mind shutting up?" or something along those lines. And then just very slowly, for effect, dramatically turned around and sat back down again. And nobody said a word or whatever. I remember afterwards, Casey being like, "Yes, man, that's when I knew we were going to be friends."
That's awesome.
You did the right thing.
Nick saying, "I'm curious to see what Wanda is going to do to Pietro after that nasty comment about Vision." Yeah, I'm saying it's not like your dead husband can die twice, which is kind of funny because we've seen Vision die multiple times now already in the MCU. But also it's weird. It doesn't make sense that he knew in the first place that Vision was supposed to be already dead. He shouldn't know that. So that's weird to me. It will be interesting to see what Pietro's role is moving forward, if she starts questioning him more or something. I think Billy and Tommy will be important for the family. They definitely seem to be getting built up to find out what's going on. Yeah, I think also I wouldn't be shocked if we get one more age up of them, if they age one more time so that they're more like teenagers by the end of the show.
Yeah.
That way they can move them into a Young Avengers series, because there's a bunch of other young actors and actresses that are already in the MCU that are going to lead into that down the road, I'm sure.
James is reminding me, he says, Abdo, you said you were going to ask Captain Bay how Elizabeth Olsen was in a minute 120 minutes ago. Yeah, so James apparently thinks you have a personal connection to Elizabeth Olsen.
Me?
That she's on your stream with you right there. Next.
Yes, we hang out all the time. We're real close.
He just wants you to ask her, what's up.
What's up, Wanda? I blew her a kiss earlier, actually. It was kind of cute. She caught it.
Freaking Entourage? That really bad HBO men's soap opera series, basically. Or he's like, hey, tell Sloan I said what's up, or whatever.
I never watched it, I don't know.
It's just stupid, where it's like Seth Green, and he's always telling one of the characters to tell his girlfriend what's up, and he's just like, screw you, dude. They get into like multiple fights. But yeah.
So for tonight's episode, I'm hoping we finally find out who this secret contact is for Monica. That's kind of like one of the biggest things I'm hoping for. And what else?
Scarecrow saying, but okay, I know you've assumed that someone else is in control, and I agree, like Mephisto or someone else, right? Yeah. If it was always just her, there's no next level to finish the episode. We knew everything in the first episode. But if it's only Wanda, Pietro would know exactly what Wanda knows. Yeah, that makes sense. Like if she created him, kind of like. So, do you think that she took over someone's body to give that person like Pietro's memories as far as she knew about them?
I did hear that theory that Evan Peters' character is actually just some other person from the town.
Yeah, he's just like
she implanted her brother's memories into him and took over his body.
Somewhere outside of the town, even because she's shown that obviously the Hex has particular powers over the area, which is kind of why Vision couldn't exist outside of it, because he's tied to it. He can't, whatever, exist outside of that. He needs that space to stay alive, otherwise he'll just die again or something. Yeah. But it could be that her reality warping powers can also affect areas outside of the Hex that aren't Vision, So maybe there's just some guy living in Romania or something, and because she wished for Pietro, somehow her reality warping powers just took over his body and brought him there, because he could get there really fast, obviously. So, I don't know. It's interesting to think about what he could be.
Yeah.
Toy Shadow, read last. Oh, you talking about we talked about this a little bit earlier, about the theater had the Incredibles playing, and those are all lots of different characters for Fantastic Four characters. Yeah, potentially.
Oh, Incredibles. Incredibles could be a hint toward the Fantastic Four, since it's a family of four.
Right.
Yeah.
And Elastigirl and Invisible Woman, Human Torch, kind of different characters in there.
Yeah, they're very loosely based off of the Fantastic Four in the first place.
Because they're the first family of Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm fairly convinced Mephisto is involved because of China. Evan Peters is Nightmare. You never know, but
it could be. There's in one of the opening theme songs for one of the episodes. They flash through the house, and in between the floors, in the wall, there's a helmet that looks like the helmet from Nightmare in the comics. So again,
what's the deal with why does China not like the devil?
I don't know. I don't remember what it all is.
I don't remember anything about that though. As in, there's a particular. It's communist.
They just don't allow the devil to be
religious
shown.
At all?
Maybe.
Or
I don't know.
I don't think there's no religious stuff at all, as far as I know.
All right, boys. I'm going to head to bed. Of course, I will be watching the rerun and watch the stream in the morning. Enjoy episode 7. All right, Big Blue. Good night, man. We'll talk about it down the road, I'm sure.
All right. It looks like, guys, we have a contest dingus who is live.
A dingus of champions.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? Have any of you guys who happen to be on my stream or Captain Bay's stream right now ever seen a small YouTube channel called Brian Dingus Grant Contest of Dinguses? If any of you have ever seen his channel, you may know that occasionally people wish him happy birthday as a troll. But did you guys know that Brian Grant Dingus's contest is no website's actual birthday is today?
Is it
February.
today?
It is actually today. Today's his birthday. So
nice.
I am going to post a little link to his channel and
Clobbering time. Isn't it your birthday too, Clobbs? I saw you guys saying stuff on Twitter. I thought that was yesterday though that you guys were saying that, or was it like a
midnight birthday? That'd be kind of crazy.
I think that's what they were replying to each other. But also, guys, don't forget if you want to join the watch party tonight, I'll be live around midnight 11:45 my time, Pacific Coast. And yeah, we won't be showing the episode live, but we can react to it and then talk about it afterwards. So should be fun in about 3 hours or so. We'll find out what's coming next on WandaVision. But yeah, guys, let's go raid Senior Brian Grant. Slap him a happy birthday in the chat. Me and Brian share a birthday. Yeah, nice, Clobbs. That's awesome.
Well, happy birthday to you as well, Clobbs.
Yeah, happy birthday. And maybe I'll see you guys later. But yeah, Abdo, thank you for joining me once again. This was fun.
Dude, it's always a blast. I will see you next Thursday. I am excited about this next episode, and yeah, dude, we'll have some good times. Thanks for the stream, man.
Yep. Hashtag beard gang. Even though I don't have a beard very much anymore because I failed at shaving with my new razor. But yeah, I'll see you guys later tonight. Peace.